What's up, everybody, and welcome into the 24/7 Sports channel for our latest commitment just in the nick of time before the early signing period comes to an end. We've got Sebastian Mack ready to make his big announcement here. He is down to 3 finalists. We're talking about one of the best guards on the West Coast, a two-way player, and he is debating between Florida State, UCLA, and Oklahoma. It's got options all over the country. And without further ado, we are going to take it directly to Sebastian Mack, who's here with his friends and family here tonight, ready to make this announcement. Sebastian, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm great, thanks. So before we get to the big moment, I want to ask you what this process has been like, because everybody wants to get recruited. But once you get recruited, it can be pretty taxing. All these coaches all over you all the time. So what has this process been like for you?
This process has been a roller coaster, but I've always accepted it head on, and I always knew that with my talent and stuff like that, I was going to get to where I wanted to, regardless of whatever I go through. So, but this has been a great moment for me.
Now, you've got some great options, and I want to give you a chance before you announce your final commitment here to talk about all three of your finalists. So I'm going to go in alphabetical order. Want to first ask you about Florida State. What was it about Coach Hamilton and that staff that really stuck out to you?
Can you guys hear me? I'll just make sure.
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, cool. I would say Florida State, just the campus, Leonard Hamilton being there, is one of those legendary guys that's going to go down and as one of the best coaches, wanted to ever do it. So just to be recruited by him and then his staff, it was just an incredible moment for me.
All right, now you got Oklahoma and Coach Moser. What was it about that really stuck out to you?
One thing I know, Moser's a great guy. I learned a lot about Moser. I talked to him many conversations and stuff like that. So I feel like, Moser he's a no up-and-coming coach, and he's just trying to figure out a way to, make everything better. And he's a great guy, and regardless.
And last but not least, UCLA.
UCLA, it's always been one of those best West Coast blue bloods, and I watched him growing up and stuff like that. And Coach Cronin, has been always a straightforward guy, and he's always been honest with his players. And he's a great guy to have, that wants to recruit you.
Now, before we get to the announcement itself, I want to give you a chance to introduce the people around you right now and thank anybody you would like to helping you get to this point in your journey.
Okay, well, to the left of me, I have my mom and stuff. She's always been there. She's my rock and everything. Then I have my pops with me. It's my father. He played in the league, played like 10 years. And I always have had my brother. He's always been supporting me. He's been there for me, challenges me, even growing up, playing up with him and just playing with his high school teams. He's playing with some of the greatest point guards to ever do it, and some of the guys that he's been with. I feel like that's helped me out a lot. So I want to thank my whole selective unit as a household. I feel like they've all prepared me for this moment.
All right. Well, the moment is now, Sebastian. The early signing period is almost at an end, and you've got a piece of good news for one of these fan bases. So where are you going to be playing your college basketball?
I would like to thank all the coaches who recruited me and all those people and the connections I've made throughout this process. And, I will be taking my talents to UCLA.
All right, now you just called it the West Coast Blue Blood. So what was it about this West Coast Blue Blood that made you decide you wanted to be a Bruin?
I would say that, just being with a group of guys, like, I know a lot of people there, and Coach Cronin, he made it known that he wants me to be there and help me, become a better player and all around and be able to take it to the next level.
And the other thing you said that really, stood out to me, you said Coach Cronin is straightforward, and he certainly is that. And you really seem like a Coach Cronin type of guy. I mean, you're competitive, you compete on both ends of the floor, you play really, really hard, and obviously you've got the talent level necessary to be successful at a place like UCLA. But tell me about that fit with Coach Cronin in particular and how important that was to your decision.
I would like to say, Coach Cronin prepares his guys, for the next level. Like, prime example, Tiger. Like, nobody knew Tiger was going to be able to do what he can do now. And I feel like with my talent and capability that he can help me, polish up some stuff and make sure I'm always locked in and just being a better, well-rounded player.
No doubt about that. Now, for any UCLA fans that haven't seen you play yet, what would you say to them? What's coming to town for UCLA?
One thing I would say, it's going to be a show, and I'm ready to rock, and, we're going to get this done. So let's get it done, Bruin Nation.
All right. Well, that made your entire family behind you smile. You guys got some celebrating to do, as does UCLA fans. Congratulations, and thank you for sharing this special announcement here with us tonight.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right. Sebastian Mack, he is headed to UCLA. All right, and now we are going to bring in National Basketball Director Eric Bossi, who's going to help us break down exactly what this means for Mick Cronin and the Bruins.
It's a big deal. Hey, how we going, Adam?
Good. Yeah.
I think this is a big deal for UCLA. They're likely going to be losing a lot of scoring after this year. Jaime Jaquez is going to be gone. Tiger Campbell's going to be gone. There's a very good chance Amari Bailey's going to be gone. Heck, the way Jalen Clark is playing right now, he may go ahead and test the waters. So They need a guy who can come in and be an impact scorer, and scoring is what Sebastian Mack does. It's what he does very, very well.
And I don't know if you heard what I said to him, but this really does seem like a Mick Cronin fit, doesn't it? I mean, this is a guy who reminds me a lot of Sean Kilpatrick at Cincinnati in a lot of different ways, but just from a mindset perspective, from a competitiveness perspective, this just seems like a really good fit.
I agree with you. So Sean Kilpatrick is actually a comparison I used in a
scouting
report article I wrote for him.
Yeah.
But no, we talked about it. But it does fit. He's maybe not quite the same slasher SK was going in, but shooter and just similar edge to him. And there's a lot of coaches out there believing, and I know the UCLA staff is of this opinion too, that if you're doing things the right way and you have your culture the way that it's set up to be, the right guys that fit you are going to end up gravitating towards you. And I think that's what we've seen happen here is Sebastian is a Mick Cronin kind of guy. And he's a guy that they kind of recruited a little bit here and there before, but really got on hard after the Border League in Las Vegas back in October. And Adam, you and I were both there.
Yep.
We saw what Sebastian did. He averaged over 30 points a game. He shot at nearly 50% from the 3-point line. He put all these things that we've been seeing over the years and flashes together and put together just a consistently dominant performance. This is a guy that we've had ranked in the national top 100 ever since we introduced the 2023 rankings. So he's not some unknown guy, but his recruitment did fly a little bit under the radar. And now he's a guy that I think can step in and provide quality minutes, not only as a freshman, but as eventually a guy that can develop into a first option or at a minimum, a very high level second option scorer for, a Pac-12 championship caliber team, or I guess possibly Big Ten moving forward.
You mentioned the Border League. Darren Savino was there throughout that entire event, watching Sebastian the whole time. Of course, Devin Williams, another UCLA pledge, in action that weekend as well. But I just, I had the exact same impression you did that weekend, thinking sometimes it's just a matter of seeing a player in a different setting. And in EYBL, we knew he was good, but I thought he showed different dimensions this fall in terms of some of the decision-making, certainly the shooting. What is it that you think he can, from day one at UCLA, what is he going to bring to that program on day one? Not necessarily what he can emerge into long-term, but what can he contribute right away next year?
He's a guy who's going to walk in. He's going to have a competitive spirit every day. He's going to be welcoming of a challenge, and he's going to challenge the other guys around him because he's not going to back down from anyone. He's going to go at guys. You heard him talk about his father, Sam Mack, played several years in the NBA. You able to watch a guy like that growing up and know what they went through. There's a certain attitude that you walk in there with that I think is going to serve him well. Now, he's interesting in that he plays really strong already and plays extremely physical. Even if you look at him, he's not like the most physically built guy just yet. But they're going to be able to hang 12 to 15 pounds of muscle on him in that first summer next year. And by the time he's done, he's going to be kind of a hulking two guard who can shoot, who can put it on the floor. And I think he's got a lot of room to develop as a playmaker through the years.
Yeah, I think he's going to be able to defend the way Mick Cronin demands as well, and really be able to impact the game on both ends of the floor. Like I said, I think this is just a great fit. I think UCLA fans should be very, very excited. We've seen them do very well with the 5-star one and done type prospects, but I think this class, and this will be the last question I have for you. This class, I think, has now a handful of multi-year guys who can really help build a long-term bridge to the program, given some of the losses that they might be anticipating next year that you already mentioned. What are your thoughts on the class as a whole?
I think it fits what they're doing. If you look at UCLA, heck, they may be the only team in college basketball that doesn't have a transfer on them right now. So they're about continuity. They're about getting guys in the culture and building up a program and not really having too many one-year rentals. Now, anyone's going to have those in today's game, but they're about taking guys, developing them, having them buy into the culture. And I think they've got some culture guys. Devin Williams, is a local guy. He's seen what they've been. He wants to be part of continuing to make them a dominant program out west. Brandon Williams from New York, I think, is a guy that very, very young for his class, just about to turn 17 years old. So it could easily be, heck, even in the class of 2025, and no one would blink an eye. So they've got guys that can come in and do things right away, but most importantly, establish a base to continue what they've been building for the long term.
Yeah, I'm impressed by the group. I think it's a class that's going to pay dividends for years to come. Ebas, thank you as always for your expertise. We will see you again soon. Make sure to visit us at 247sports.com. If you've liked tonight's broadcast, please make sure to drop us a comment, give us a like, and do all that stuff you do on podcasts. We appreciate you joining us here tonight. Congratulations to UCLA. And of course, congratulations to Sebastian Mack. We'll see you again real soon.